everybody. Okay, we're back with Emily's voice vlog. So I hope in the meantime you have been doing your vocal hygiene, drinking your water, staying hydrated, keeping your vocal cords lubricated. Oh, another fun fact I forgot to tell you was if you do have that kind of gravelly, kind of feels like you have some like phlegm on your vocal cords, a way to make that get off is actually from hydrating, because hydrating is because what happens is that good, nice, clear liquid pushes that off and clears your throat. Another thing that we didn't talk about was the kind of singer's cough or the safe voice clear. When you cough like that or clear your throat when you're kind of in that state of like hoarseness, that's not good for your voice either. That is like kind of like mini voice trauma. So you want to avoid that because we're trying to get the swelling to go away. So hydrate. That will push the stuff off your throat. Steam, do all the good stuff we talked about. But if you really need to get that off, you can do a few things. You can do kind of like a dry ow, like like that, and try to clear it. Take a couple big gulps of water to kind of squeeze those kind of like cords shut. You can also do the singer's cough, like gentle throat clearing. Those are just examples. It's more, just trying to give you some awareness. I'm sure if you really wanted to like learn it, I want to make sure I'm telling you the right thing. Please go on, just know there is a right way to clear your throat, and that overly clearing your throat can make your problem worse. Try to find more videos on that. But what we will do now that I kind of circled that back, I hope you're not talking over a loud volume, you're doing your voice rest, your vocal naps, all that kind of good stuff. Okay, so now we'll do a few exercises. First, we talked about breathing in through your nose, down into your stomach, up to your chest. So we're going to do that because that's how you should phonate. That's how you should make sound. But now we're going to add kind of a few little exercises in it, okay? Because we're trying to start syncing up that voice with the breath. So you're going to breathe in through your nose, down into your stomach, and then it should go 1, 2, your chest move, not the other way around. And your stomach should get bigger as you breathe, shouldn't be going in when you breathe, it should be coming up. Okay, so ready? Breathe in through your nose. Okay, now we're going to do an S. And you should sound kind of like an air tire, air coming out of your tire. So that is recommended to be done 5 times in a row, 2 times a day. That's just kind of syncing up your breath and your basically starter sound. Okay. So now we're going to do something called lip trills. This is a really gentle way to make sound. It is difficult for some people, but I learned this really good trick. And again, I'm going to keep just like fangirling these YouTube people that I follow because they've really helped me and I just want to share. So I actually learned this trick from Katarina H. She has, I think it's the Vocal Freedom Program on YouTube. But there's this handy dandy trick that if you put your finger like this and try to do it, it makes it a lot easier. A lot of people struggle to make the lip trill. So the lip trill's like this. Right? But even though I can do it, I also struggle with tension in my throat. So I love using her trick, which is to kind of push your cheeks forward like that and make them a little more forward. And then that takes any sort of tension out of here for me, which is kind of like my biggest culprit. And then I can do my lip trills on that. So I can go like this. Okay, and I'm going to do it again because I forgot to remind you. I had some great SLPs. I'm down in the Tampa Bay area, and they reminded me always breathe through your nose. So I'm going to do that again and breathe through my nose this time. Great. Okay, so now we're going to do that 10 times. Now we're going to add sound. And that wasn't that coordinated, so I'm going to do it again. Breathe in nose. Okay, do that 10 times. And now start doing some gentle glides as much as it doesn't hurt. So when I was going through a period of difficulty, I found that I could only move it up and down like a note or two. But then the more I started loosening up and the more I started resting my voice and not going out at night while my kind of inflamed kind of just hoarse chords calmed down, I noticed that I could get a little bit more gradual with my notes. I also noticed that since I have some vocal tension issues, that I find it easier to start to glide down and then up as opposed to gliding up, because sometimes gliding up can cause tension. So I'm gonna do it my way that I feel like helps, but you can do it however you want. So and anytime you feel tension, it means you're going too far for what you're ready for. So I felt a little action here. So I'm going to show you just how you can simply just change a couple of notes. You don't have to go nuts, okay? Just gentle vocal cords. If it feels calm, if it feels fine, if it feels like you're not using muscles, that's where you want to be. And if you can slowly build up to doing some glides or some thirds or fifths, that's fine. I struggle to do it at octaves at all without tension, so I don't really do that on a vocal warm-up. In fact, I actually don't use the piano on notes to do warm-ups at all anymore. I only use these voice rehabs as a way to warm up. If I'm singing and I'm vocalizing, that's one thing, but I view my warm-up as these gentle warm-ups that are going to sync up my breath, making sure I'm hydrated, making sure I'm not using my helper muscles, and that's how I get organized, and then I start going into some gentle singing. So this is what I consider to be my vocal warm-up. Now, if you're working with a voice teacher, they're going to probably be giving you vocal exercises. That's going to be more of your scales. That's going to be working on your technicality and all that kind of good stuff. Those are the different videos. This is just voice health, voice care, maybe even some little voice rehab, assuming that you don't have a more major issue that needs to be seen by an ENT or an otolaryngologist. If you do, you should definitely go see them. If you have pain, it's worsening, it's not going away, definitely go see them. This is not in place of that. Okay, that's my public service announcement. Okay, so those are your lip trills. Now what you can do, this is my absolute favorite exercise, and I talked about SOVT exercises in the previous video, but it is just so gentle, and I really notice it because I am somebody who struggles with voice tension and hoarseness, and I just feel like I'm on a cloud when I'm doing this. And it is a way that I feel like I can kind of move my cords and kind of get some of that, work some of that swelling out without being harsh in my voice, and know that I'm phonating in a very safe way. The safest ways that you can phonate is humming and doing these sort of SOT vocal exercises. We didn't talk about humming. I will talk about that next. In fact, I probably should have talked about that first, but I won't. Okay, so here's your straw. Just take a simple straw and put it in water. Now, if you have a lot of tension, you should probably go for a wider straw. This is a happy accident. I just happen to have a very thick straw, but I am someone with vocal tension, so I'm happy that I have this thick straw. But sometimes when I'm in my car, I just use my Starbucks straw. In fact, I a lot of times have like a half-drank LaCroix in my car that's like hot. I live in Florida. It's like boiling water. But I take my Starbucks straw, stick it in my half-drank LaCroix that's been in my car for 2 days, and I will do these vocal exercises. So as and when you can do it, just do it. So, okay. So just take this first. Always kind of sync up with your air first. Breathe through your nose, sync up with your air, then add voice. And we're not trying to win any singing contests here. We're just trying to gently phonate. But first, breath. Okay, good. Okay, now do that 10 times or as much as you want. Now we can start adding voice. I had to fix my posture. You always want to try to have good posture. Okay, great. So I don't know if you noticed this, but I also like to kind of send that air before I put my voice on. That also kind of helps us practice our easy onset, which is another gentle way of working towards that healthy phonation, healthy sound making on our chords. So I'll show you. I'll purposely delay the onset, but that's a way to make sure you're not like slamming your chords shut to make sound. You're actually just bringing them together. That's how it should operate. A healthy functioning vocal cord should be gentle like that. But over the years, we learn our way to muscle sound, especially singers. So this is just a little reminder to get us back on track. So I'm going to breathe first and then add sound. Okay. All right. And then a cool thing, this was a trick that I learned, I think her name is Susan LeBourne. She's an author, an SLP author, and she is the author of Vocal Athletes. I was actually lucky to take a training with her, a group training with her, but she gave me a handy dandy trip. Because again, you're always trying to phonate without getting these helping muscles into like gripping, okay? So if you're going for a higher note, push down in the water as you go for it. So I'm gonna do thirds and then I'm gonna do fifths, and I'll kind of show you what I mean. So if I were to do it, let me show you, I'll do it without it. When I did not push down, I felt it here and I felt it in my face. But for some reason, I'm sure it's in her book, Vocal Athletes. If you're a reader, if you're a nerd and you love textbooks, I kind of love textbooks, buy it. It's really great. I'm sure the explanation is in there. All I know is that it helps me, and that's saying a lot because I'm a very tense vocalist. So again, I'll show you shallow for the thirds, but when you want to go for that note, the fifth or the octave, push down. I felt no tension. This is my culprit zone, and I felt no tension doing that. So I hope you experienced the same as me. I can't believe I did not talk about humming before now. You should start your exercises with humming. So for example, I will normally, these are kind of like life hack vocal survival videos. So what I do, my routine is I'm in the shower. I take annoyingly long hot showers. I breathe with my hair over my head to make sure I'm capturing all that steam for a good 5 minutes, using all the hot water out. But I'm breathing in and out of my mouth to really steam that voice. Then I will gently start humming. And a good test for this, to make sure that you are not tensing, is to sing in front of a mirror. So if you're not in the shower, being weird like me, if you are steaming, you're hydrated, and you're just vocalizing, stand in front of a mirror. You don't want any of this moving. If you are moving any muscles, you are tensing. You are using helping muscles. So I'm going to try to do it without, let's see if I pass the test. Breathing through my nose, into my stomach, then my chest. Don't even think about the chest, it'll just happen naturally. Breathing into my nose, into my stomach. Not bad, but see, I can see some activation right here. Let's try again. Now I'm going to give you an example of a fail. See all this? See all that movement? That should not be happening. If that is happening to you in the mirror, go back to square one. Go back to your breathing. Go back to your stretching. Go back to your gentle hum until you can hum without any movement. Then start gently moving notes and see if you can see the no movement. See, I moved. Okay, so that's where you want to go. And then you want to do your lip trills and then your straws. There's also another one that Katarina, my favorite, does. She does the motor sound, which is another SOVT exercise, semi-occluded vocal tract exercise. Because there's that partial closure, it does that air pressure balancing above and below the chords. Last but not least, something you can do just to kind of get you synced up is ma, mi, me, mo, moo. So what that does is that brings that looseness, that easy onset onto words, because of course we sing words when we sing. Another easy way to do that easy onset, last but not least, I might have already said that, but this really is the last one, is to put an H in front of E words. So like, hello, everyone, elegant. See, I moved there. That was tension. Hello. I didn't move there. So just find any old M words, any old H words onto a vowel. See if you can kind of keep that looseness going. If you do all these, if you hydrate, if you limit drying activities, if you do not talk over loud voices, if you rest in between sets, if you have a really big gig the night before and then go into hiding the next day, these are all ways to survive a gigging musician's or a high voice user's kind of little subliminal vocal issues. Again, I always like to say, if you're having ongoing pain, if you're having worsening pain, if you feel like something's not right, please go see an ENT, please go see an otolaryngologist. Hopefully they will prescribe you speech pathology lessons. But if you don't have insurance or you're feeling intimidated, videos like this will really help. They helped me. Again, I'm gonna blast my faves because I'm just trying to help. I love Katarina H. I know she has a, I believe it's non-insurance based voice rehab program that you can do with her. And then also Vox Yoga with Rosie. She does a lot of great stretching, body yoga, face yoga, voice yoga for your voice. Those are all very helpful things. And then since I think this is my last Emily singing vlog for now, I will say, again, I am an autism specialist. I do specialize in working outside of gigging. I specialize in working with families with autism. So if you have a family or loved one or a child with autism or a niece or a sibling or a cousin, and you feel like your family members are really struggling, I do help with that. I like to be a support to the family and kind of like help explain, clarify, and help them not be alone and teach them strategies. So for that, you can go to www.autismfamilycoach.com. And I think that's it for now. And maybe I'll see you again in the future. Thanks a lot.